Hi, this is Matthew Kenslow. I just completed 2 great Royal Ranger meetings for my outpost. I taught the Discovery Rangers, and after that I taught the Adventure Rangers. Couldn't have gone better. Amazing technology these days. So anyway, in this video I just wanted to just share something that I'm extremely blessed for that happened 7 years ago. In the summer of 2012, I enrolled in an emergency medical responder class. It was through Coastline ROP, Regional Occupational Program, and it really helps students take classes that pertains to what they want to do as a career. And they have, almost everything from medical to computer science, animation and such. And I took emergency medical responder. So long story why I had to take it, but I describe it here in my book, right here. I mentioned ROP many times in this book from cover to cover, just sharing my appreciation and gratitude because number one, by fortuity it's a Sunday. We meet Royal Rangers on Sundays nowadays, and I wouldn't have gotten this if it wasn't for me taking this ROP class. It's part of the gold medal of achievement right here, and in fact on this side you can see first aid CPR. So I sort of needed this class. That's why it was highly important to me. Little did I know that of the blessings that would unfold because of taking an ROP class, and I describe this in my book. I talk about the EMR class on pages 5 to 7. On pages 132 to 133, I talked about what getting certified did for me and what it inspired me to do, because without ROP, I probably wouldn't have had passions to pursue a higher scope of practice like EMT. Never taken EMT yet, but I enrolled in anatomy for 12th grade at the last minute. I took an anatomy class, learned a whole lot. It really inspired me. It really gave me, a desire to get into the medical field. I still have strong desires, but I have more desires of my first passion, which is to become a math and science teacher. Or at least nowadays, that's my number one goal, is to become a math and science teacher. But at least I know first aid, advanced first aid. I taught first aid at Royal Rangers many times, and I used a lot of the training that I had from ROP. On pages 134 to 136, I talk about what happened 7 years ago today on May 31st, 2013, and why I have these certificates. I used advocacy, which helped me break out of that autism symptom, that Asperger syndrome that I have. I sort of grew up and used advocacy when I was taking the program EMR with my professor or instructor, and that's briefly mentioned on page 142. So what happened? In the middle of senior year of high school, I was asked by the career specialist in Newport Harbor High School if I'd be considered being nominated for Distinguished Student of the Year award. And I'm like, thank you very much. I feel honored. So I filled out tons of paperwork, written an essay, and submitted it. And it was a long time before I heard anything. But one day I went into the career specialist office again, and she asked me, did you get a phone call from ROP and about being interviewed? And I'm like, no, I haven't received anything. And she's like, oh well. But after school, I went to the car. My mom picked me up that day, and she said that she got either a call or an email, I think a call from ROP, saying that I made it to the interview round. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what my career specialist was just talking about at the school. I gotta go see if she's still there. I'm like, it's after school, way after school, what are the chances? But I start heading over there from the parking lot. I start heading to Sims Hall, but lo and behold, she comes walking, turning the corner. You couldn't time it more perfect than that. And she comes walking across the corner, and I go and tell her everything. Listen, I made it to the interview round. I feel so blessed. And she started to choke up at that point. She's like, I didn't tell them anything about your autism, so for you to make it this far is extra special to me. And I mean, she was just so touched at that moment. So I I took the interview. I went in and I had an interview with them May 10th, 2013, which is, if you know me, or if you read in my book, you know another thing that happened on May 10th, 2013. That's sort of separate, but I wouldn't be an author if it, I may not be an author if it wasn't for May 10th, 2013, but that's a different story. But the day arrived 3 weeks later on May 31st, and we went over to the former Costa Mesa Community Center, and there was a whole bunch of people, a lot of people who have taken ROP and been nominated Student of the Year. And they gave the statistics. There's so many people, like thousands of people that take ROP every year, and we were in the 1 percentile. And then I was a fraction of people who made it to the interview round. So it was a great time. I saw a few people from my EMR class that I took the summer before. They went up to EMT, most of them, if not all of them. So it was just a wonderful, well-organized event. I went on stage, got the certificate and everything, which I'm showing you a picture now. And then they started to give out the scholarship awards. And by my surprise, I was one of them. I was completely surprised. So, I mean, this has just been nothing but a blessing, and I'm just so thankful for this and ROP and everything. And all the blessings, because again, it wasn't just me taking an ROP class. This ROP class actually took me places, okay, outside of ROP, but more information in my book. So afterward, we get, a whole bunch of certificates. We got like a general certificate and a scholarship certificate and such, but then all of us got these dignitary certificates, and I would like to share them with you now. This one is from the California Senate, from the Senator of the 38th District, Mark Weiland. This one's from a member of Congress. This one is from the California Legislature Assembly, from the 74th District, Alan Mansour, and then John Campbell here, the member of Congress, and then this is the Certificate of Honor for Distinguished Student of the Year Award from none other than Gavin Newsom, who was then the Lieutenant Governor, and now he is the Governor of the state of California right now. So again, this has just been a blessing. I'm very thankful. Afterward, we went to a pancake house, my friend and mom and I, and just went over there to celebrate. But there's one last thing, and I also mentioned it on page 136 in here, is that one day I got a note for the principal. Okay, so I went to the principal. I have no idea what it's about. Principal congratulated me. There were 2 other students who also got Distinguished Student of the Year Award nominee, or were nominees, and they happened to be 2 friends of mine from elementary school, like the middle of elementary school by fortuity. And so the 3 of us on June 11th, 2013 went to Newport Mesa Unified School District at the district building in Costa Mesa and received a special award there because the principal wanted to do something that special for the 3 of us. So again, this has taken me to far places and such. I'm just very blessed and honored. So wherever you're at, just have a blessed day, stay strong. You could do anything that you set your mind to do. If you have a disability of whatever kind, don't let the name of the disability define you. You are who you are, and you could do what you set your mind to do. And just don't give up, and don't feel yourself any less, or don't think that you can't do something. You could do it. Just give it a try. Just give it a try, and have a great day.